17 degrees. My prediction was 18. Barbara's unfortunately was 17 and is winning right now. But I believe there's still plenty of day to go. I do.
Oh.
Wednesday, July 22nd. Glad to have everybody along. And believe me, absolutely elated. But let's do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
Now, coming out of Hay Lakes, Alberta, Canada, and I haven't been to Hay Lakes before. We've been pretty much everywhere around there, and just recently too, by the feel of it. And I'm absolutely elated to be joined by Travis Dolter. Now, let me tell you a little something about Travis. He's a guitarist, singer-songwriter. He's a performer. Genres, of course, 50s, rock, classic, country, and Ukrainian, which is unusual. We haven't had Ukrainian before. I'm going to talk to him about that. Grew up on the family farm, and believe me, he's a third generational Canadian now, I feel anyway, well established. So, Hay Lakes, Alberta, Canada, it is your day. We're going to be promoting you and Travis Dolter right here at Galaxy. But first of all, let's play Blue Seas and Palm Trees right here at Galaxy. Blue seas and palm trees, not blue skies.
Yeah.
I know, I was just talking to another artist a wee while ago. He's brought out Blue Skies and Green Eyes.
Fair enough.
It was only, just before I came in to talk to you, so it was still on my mind. I apologise about that. I want to talk about the Polka Ramblers.
Yeah.
If that's good with you, because, well, I think we just need to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do. Nothing like a bit of polka. Haven't approached that subject ever, really, here at Galaxy, have we, Barbara?
What's that?
Polka.
I don't know.
I don't think we've approached that. I really don't. I used to travel around. I'm an engineer and have done studio engineering as a mixer and producer, stuff like that. Also, as a front of house engineer, I used to travel around with some pretty big bands back in the day. And
That's awesome.
we had one that had about 300 in our complement. You know what I mean? So it's a big production. And we used to, every 10 of us were all grouped off. We used to have a valet that would take care of us. If you wanted anything, go to the valet. Well, we wanted to get away from the valet. So we used to ditch this guy everywhere we went. And once we were in Amsterdam, I managed to ditch this valet and went running up these stairs. And at the top of the stairs, now keeping in mind that we'd just flown in from Texas at the time, it says country dancing. And I'm thinking, choice, we're going to get a little boot scooting going on here. You know what I mean? Wandered in, and there's all of these Dutch people and everything dancing around in traditional garb. Bright colours, bells, you name it, the whole deal, right down to the wooden shoes, right? And this girl comes up to me, blue eyes, blonde hair, blinking her face at me, really prettily, and she goes, "Do you clog?" And I went,
Clog?
"Yeah, only if I eat too much cheese." No, I don't clog.
Didn't know what
Anyway, let's go to the
dancing.
desk. Let's have some fun with this.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is Wednesday, July 22nd. For those of you that are joining us on Facebook right now, absolutely elated to have you guys along. Brilliant to have you here, because believe me, I am absolutely humbled to be joined by Travis Dolter coming out of Hay Lakes, Alberta, Canada. And believe me, we opened this up with blue seas, palm trees, and Travis, tell us a little bit about that. How did you come to the lyrics?
Well, I was in my first year of university at University of Alberta August campus, and that's in Kamloops, Alberta. And it was like a blizzard outside, like just terrible, just couldn't even see because it was snowing so bad. I know you can relate to that, right?
No. Not one, but we live on the east coast of the North Island. Now, let me put you in the picture here. 3 islands is New Zealand. Stewart Island down the bottom, which got a name, and then they ran out of originality and went South Island, and then North Island. You know, brilliant thinking, absolutely. You know, South and North, can't go wrong. Got to be Kiwis. So we're living on the east coast of that, which is, well, not as bad as living on the west coast. Over the, you know, Desert Road area, they're getting snow in bits and pieces. Over here, well, you know, it's not too bad. You guys work on Celsius, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Well, I'm predicting 18 degrees today, really. You know, which is not a bad temperature, really, for winter. Currently 11 degrees. Would not like to be in the 30s and 50s below that you guys enjoy. Why do you do it? Why do you do that?
The maple syrup.
Had to be a catch, eh? Had to be a catch.
I'm just kidding.
It's either that or the bacon, right?
Yeah.
Believe me, Kiwis have got pretty good bacon as well. Don't know about the maple syrup though, we couldn't compete there. But, you know, it is an amazing time to be going through things right now, and kind of surreal too, with this COVID-19. How's that affecting you guys right now?
Really, it hasn't affected me that much, aside from not being able to go out and perform as much as I usually do, because I'm still isolated on the farm, still working all day on the farm, still trying to promote myself with music. The only difference is I can't have like a bunch of buddies over to have like a fire party or anything like that, right? So that's really the only thing that I have really changed.
Yeah, I fully understand, and I really appreciate that you are staying safe, because believe me, I love your talents. I did mention that I was an engineer, and I don't listen to music as an engineer would listen to it. I listen to it as, well, you know, not as a fan, but as an engineer. I break it down, I get it into its increments, and quite frankly, I can't fault your work. Now, where did you get this work recorded?
Blue Season Palm Trees?
Yeah.
That was a year and a half ago now. And I actually just a month and a bit ago, because that one's unreleased, I actually just redid the vocals on it because I got stronger vocally and all that. So just trying to keep on upping my abilities and, yeah, make my music better.
You know, I understand that. I really do. In fact, you're familiar with Tina Turner, right?
Yeah.
Something that happened this morning, straight off the interwebby thing. Tina Turner's re-released one of her old songs and done it with Kygo. You know what I mean? She's 80 years of age and she's still working. I like that, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
And still perfecting her game. Really, she is. Now, well, you know, hell if I know. Really. Travis Dolter, tell me about Hell If I Know.
Well, that was my second release. That came out in January of this year. And I wrote it because I had just turned 18. I went out to a bar. I hadn't really experienced talking to girls at bars because I wasn't old enough to go out and drink yet. And I was talking to this girl, and I had absolutely no idea what she was thinking. I've never been so confused. And that was kind of when I realized that I'm never going to understand girls.
Welcome to the world of men.
Right? Yeah. And after a while, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go hang out with my buddies. We'll just go have a good time. The next day, this girl's friend comes up to me, because I was in the dorms, and says, why'd you just leave her there without talking to her more? She liked you. And I said, well, hell if I know. Like, how am I supposed to figure that out? It's impossible. Like,
yeah, believe me. Women are built differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really are. They don't think like men think. And if you find one that thinks like a man, be afraid. Be very, very afraid. You don't want one of them. But right here, live with Travis Dolter. Hell if I know. How you feeling, Travis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Well, you know, I'm kind of used to it. We've got a number of people here all doing their thing, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
they're all rocking away to your music. They love your music, bro.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. That's awesome.
And
We've got Cheryl online, so thank you, Cheryl, for introducing Travis to us.
right, yeah, absolutely. It's nice to have Cheryl's online, my bro, watching. And it really is nice to have Cheryl watching
Cheryl
right now.
Schofield.
Thanks for yes, Cheryl's. I wasn't going to say Cheryl Arnold.
Oh, Cheryl Arnold's been on too.
And
hasn't
she's
she,
been on
darling?
as well?
Yeah.
Nice, but it really is nice to have...
Cheryl's.
Yeah, the Cheryls. There you go. So I'm going to ask you a fan question next. Basically, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, da-da-da-da-da? You know what I mean? So we'll go down that road. And I still want to talk about the polka thing. Yeah, I really do. You know, it's not often that you get a polka.
There you go.
Before-
Where's guitar?
Well, oh, look out. Yeah, thank God it's a guitar, not a...
The song if you want it.
no, it's all good.
He can
It's all good.
after. He can after.
You can afterwards. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's not pop our cork too soon.
We'll play one after. You can play one after.
It's nice to know that he goes to bars and picks up girls.
Yes.
Man after my own heart. I go to bars, mate, and girls leave.
I can't. I have no idea why. He's such a pretty face.
It's a radio face.
It's a face for radio. It really is. Yeah, well, lest they don't suffer from pachydermias. Oh, elephantitis, sorry.
No, you don't.
I
Nowhere.
don't. Nowhere. That's the
No.
problem.
You're a bit
Nowhere.
skinny.
But skinny. Thank you, Barbara. Nice for
You're
that.
much
By the
welcome.
way, we'll give you this video that we're making right now. We'll convert it over to YouTube for you. You can watch it again if you want. I don't know why, but you can. And we'll do some photos and stuff afterwards as well, some crazy photos. You know, promotional purposes mostly, but there'll be some funny ones in there. You can put them on your phone, wallpaper them, show your friends, you know, Kiwis. Don't do it. It's not healthy. It's one step friendlier than COVID virus. Let's go back to the desk.
Sounds good.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 24 after 11 o'clock, 12 degrees. Kind of weird weather right now, fluctuating up and down the scales. It really is. Wednesday, July 22nd. And joined, coming out of Hay Lakes, Alberta, Canada, is Travis Dolter. Now, I'm not quite sure that he knows what to make of me, to be very honest with you. He's looking at me going, Jesus, this is an old man talking to me. Yeah, how did that happen? Never mind, we'll get through it. But Travis, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, my friend. It really, really is. And I want to talk to you about the Polka Ramblers. Now, you know, it's not often that, well, in fact, we've never discussed polka here at Galaxy. So give us a little history on polka.
Well, that's kind of how I got into performing. The family band has been around before I was born.
Yeah, so you didn't really have a chance though, did you? You were brought right in there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was 6 years old when I started singing on stage, and used to pack sleeping bags to sleep on the side of the stage because, you know, still out of bedtime, even though we were singing on stage with the band, and we were so tired by the end. And I started singing and playing guitar on stage when I was, I think, 13 or so. 13 or 14, not 100% sure, but yeah, now I'm the lead guitar player and lead singer for all the country music on our thing, and then I also sing all the Ukrainian songs with my Baba and my mom also.
Okay, now, are you fluent in Ukrainian?
No, I know enough to get by, but not a lot.
Okay.
I want to get perfect, but
okay. Well, you know, I understand that. I really, really do, because believe me, we have an indigenous folks here in New Zealand called the Maori, and we try to speak as much Te Reo, which is the interpretation of their language, but I can never seem to master it enough. You know what I mean? Never seems to be quite enough. There's always something more to learn, and believe me, it's a fascinating language as well. Now, I've got to ask you, my friend, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook? Are you on, Instagram? All of these national and international platforms that everybody can sort of find you. But more importantly, Travis, do you respond?
What was that?
Do you respond?
Yes, I try to. It gets busy, like with working on the farm, like I said, and then all that, but I do take time per day, try and respond to people on that. I miss sometimes, but it's never because I need to. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Travis Dolter, and then I think it's everything else, like Facebook, Instagram, all that is at Travis Dolter Music.
You really shouldn't have said that, because now you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. You'll be there all day doing this, literally. And believe me, I've been told 62 countries, 94 cities around the world tuned in to listen to Travis Dolter and his music. And believe me, we're absolutely elated to have that kind of audience this morning. So, it is 27 after 11 o'clock, 12 degrees downtown. Travis, are you looking at bringing out new music at the moment simply because the COVID thing, you can't go out, perform and everything like that? Are you writing new music right now?
Yeah, always. And I just released a song called Lake Day that I'm pretty sure is coming up next. And that one was released on June 19th. So kind of right in the midst of this, but it worked out well because I had a drive-in concert that I got to perform at. I got the opportunity with a ton of amazing sponsors. We had 114 vehicles come out to Camrose. And yeah, the parking lot of the Camrose Regional Exhibition where they hold the Big Valley Jamboree actually was just packed. It was awesome. So I got that to promote it. And that song actually on Spotify as of this morning has over 30,000 streams. So I'm really happy with that.
That's really, really cool. I like that idea. I really, really do. Just wondering, do you know Tracy Miller?
Yes.
You do?
I tuned in for a little bit when you had her on. I saw that she was live with you guys.
Yeah, we love Tracy Miller. We really, really do. So, it's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, especially in the music, right?
It is. It really is. One Canadian said to me the other day, to be honest with you, Grant, you must know everybody in Canada. I went, well, there's one or two yet. We're getting there. We really are. Yeah. But tell me a little bit about Lake Day itself. How did you come to the lyrics of that?
Well, my dad, the opening line of it is, Dad bought a boat and I bought a hat. And that's pretty well how it went. My dad bought a boat without telling my mom that he was going to buy a boat. He just kind of brought it into our yard and said, "Can I have a check?"
So, did you tell your mum about the hat?
Oh, I bought the hat with my own money, so it was okay. Dad, he wanted us to fool it and buy the boat. Yeah. But after a while, my mom said we were out at Lake Katepwa, that's in Saskatchewan, about middle to, South Saskatchewan, somewhere there. And my mom said, I really do like lake days. And I thought, well, there's something I can write about. And I went home, or when we got home, back to Alberta, I just sat down and I had this song written pretty quick. It was one that just came really easy.
Those ones usually have longevity, you know what I mean? They last forever. They really, really do. Saskatchewan, isn't that where Bigfoot is? Where that big grizzly-looking thing is?
Bigfoot?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might have just been an Albertan that was just there for a while. That was really scruffy after living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, no, I know a few of them. I do. Believe me. Yeah, it wasn't either of them either. So right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live with Travis Dolter. It's late day. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning. So you don't need a stiff drink yet?
No. I'm just happy to be in your company. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. This is really cool.
Fair enough. I think you're sadistic now.
We're liking each other's rooms, aren't we? It's fantastic. Really.
Liking his rooms?
No, we're in each other's rooms.
Oh, in each other's rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at work.
Yeah. Hi, Gear.
I'm at work. I'm
Hi,
liking his room.
Cheryl.
He's comfortable. You see what I mean?
How are you, Gear?
Yeah.
Give Tone a big hug.
Gear's joined us.
Yeah.
Gear, I got to let you know, bro. Those photos you sent me, nice, absolutely superb. Love to the good lady, and also brilliant artist. Whoever did that,
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm glad you're having a good holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. Gear is a manager of a band, a bit of a metal band coming out of Norway, and when we get this COVID virus thing out of the way and we're allowed to bring people back into the country again, we're going to be bringing Viking Queen here and performing in front of New Zealand audiences.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, look, well, just speaking of that, would you consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
I think that would be amazing. I think that'd be really cool to do that. I was in Australia a year and a little bit ago.
Good
A
God.
year and a couple months ago to see my cousin.
Okay, you'd need therapy after that, wouldn't you?
Oh, we drank a lot. That's why I'm drinking. I'm still recovering. That's why I'm drinking water. We're still recovering from it.
We kind of do that down here, down under. Maybe it's all the blood that rushes to our head because we're upside down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that might do it.
X beer.
The Australians,
Yeah.
they don't know how to spell beer. They have 4 X's
But
on a
he's
can.
most probably had some.
It's true. They have 4X beer. They can't spell beer.
No.
No. Actually, I like Foster's.
Yeah.
It's a good Australian beer, it is actually.
Oh well.
Yep, don't mind Foster's.
At least I got something. that you
Better
can
than
drink.
VB.
Uh,
Victorian better, yeah. Anyway.
Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 26 away from 12 o'clock. It is 11 degrees downtown, not bad actually, but still not 18 degrees like it's going to be. Believe me, it is. Trust me, you'll be fine. Wednesday, just strap in and hold on. It is Wednesday, July the 22nd. And I want to talk about NASCAR because believe me, this is fascinating. Tell me a little bit about the NASCAR that you guys are involved with.
Well, I started racing when I was, I think, 11. That was in a car called a Mini Cup, which is, it was pretty fun. It was for people from 8 to 14, I think. And I raced that for a couple of years. It only had one gear, so it was kind of boring once you, like, it was a lot of finicky setup. You had to take a lot of hours for that little car. But it was a great way to get started, and then I moved up to the Baby Grand Series, which is actually a motorcycle engine that's just turned sideways inside of this 2/3 scale NASCAR, and those things will rip. They'll get pretty high up there, going around a quarter mile or 3/8 of a mile track is my home track. So yeah, I did that for 4 years, and then my sister took over, and she had a lot of success with it too. She enjoyed it, but after a while, it was just a lot of time and a lot of money, right? Because a lot of tires you have to buy, a lot of oil you got to buy, lots of good sponsorship. But yeah, in the world today, you kind of got to choose what you put your money towards, because
Exactly, and I understand that. I really, really do. More so than you might believe, because Barbara's son is a former New Zealand champion in his race field, and very, very accomplished man in his own right. And his family growing up through it as well, now starting to show the maturity of their sport. And believe me, I'm really excited to follow these guys. It really is. Now, I was talking to you just through the little bit of a break while the listeners were listening to Late Day about maybe considering coming to New Zealand. Would you consider doing that?
I think that would be awesome. I would love to. I've been to Australia, and I heard New Zealand is just super beautiful, super cool, and the people there are super nice, as we can see with yourself. And is it your wife?
Barbara is not my wife. To be honest, now check this. This is real, okay? Think about this. And hold it in your memory for the time when you start going out with women and stuff like that. I have a voice in my head, right? That really gives me the stats and all the information and bits and pieces I might need to know. She's also my wife. So my wife legally is the voice in my head. You know, the weird thing about that is they pay her to do the job. Believe me, I don't know how she lucked out on that one. I really don't. But she also takes backstage photos and bits and pieces. You'll get those as well, and you'll probably meet her very, very shortly. She really likes to try and put me off as well while I'm talking to you, by the way. Thank you. But she says to me, believe me, there's a lot of people online right now and to check it out. So I better go and check it out. Yes, 5,097,000 are joining us this morning from around 94 cities in the world. And that's amazing. Absolutely amazing, because Travis Dolter, I think you're going to make it in the country market. I really, really do. Got to ask you though, are you signed? Have you been signed yet?
No. No, I haven't. I'm an independent artist.
Okay, because I want to talk to you about that after we do this, after we do this show. You know what I mean? I think there's something that you may be interested in if you give me a fair hearing. Believe me, I think you'll be very interested in this. Now, having said that you want to come to New Zealand, I can let you know, we're a little crazy here in New Zealand. We like to have a lot of fun. You know, we do outdoorsy stuff and all that sort of guff. But we like to, do some traditional stuff as well. Are you up for a challenge or two?
Sure. Yeah.
I like this. I do. I like this. Now, Travis, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub? H-U-H-U grub.
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're familiar with caterpillars, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is a caterpillar on steroids, literally. Like a double-decker bus to a mini. You know, it's big, it's white, it's got a black head, and what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head because it's yucky, but when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Really?
Seriously, it is. It really is. One of the delicacies of the indigenous folks, the Maori, here in New Zealand. Yep, they still eat them here today. And, you know, believe me, I've eaten many of them. Really.
I'd love to try one. That'd be cool.
I tell you what, I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional videos so that you know I'm not pulling your leg, okay? But yeah, we do that. Having said that, believe me, a little bit of alcohol before, maybe during if you can get there, and afterwards definitely, and you'll understand. But as I said, New Zealand is made up of 3 islands, which is Stewart, South and North. Well, down the west coast of the South Island is a place called Hokitika. Good for greenstone too, by the way. And they have a wild foods festival down there. Now, you're familiar with festivals, you know, kids wandering around with candy floss and, you know, hot dogs on a stick. Yeah. Not there. No, you're more likely to see a kid wandering around with a deep fried locust on a stick. You really are. Believe me, they get into some exotic foods. It really is fun. But while we're down that way, we'll take you down to Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is really, really cool. It's a boutique-y little town come city. It's trying to be a city, but it's a place where all the A-listers from around the world go and hide. They go and hang out for a little while, you know, get away from their friends and take their mates. You know what I mean? One of those places.
Yeah.
Shania Twain owns property down there. Keanu Reeves was down there not so long ago. Kevin Costner was down there. Even Tom Cruise down there not so long ago as well. You never know who you might bump into while you're down there, really. But if you bump into me, more than likely you will, I'll throw you off a bridge.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. We have a thing called bungee jumping down there. Have you ever tried it?
I've gone skydiving, but I've never bungee jumped.
Oh, great. Well, I tell you what, I've been doing skydiving for about 30 years, so if you want to jump out of a perfectly good plane, I can arrange that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I was in Australia, actually. I went skydiving.
Okay.
Well, we were in Byron Bay.
Now you're swearing at me. Now you're Byron Bay. Let's just throw a Byron Bay at him. Yeah, take that. Have a Byron Bay.
That's what all the artists
Well, I'll raise you at Byron Bay and give you a Melbourne. Anyway, you can have Melbourne. Don't worry about it. It's still full of COVID virus right now. Nobody wants it. Anyway, my friend, have you heard of Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, about an hour and a half from where we are right here is the original set of Hobbiton. And we can go and have a look around, have some fun in there, go to the party tree, the hobbit holes, all that sort of thing. Well, you can. And I'll make sure that you get in there with people because, well, the security guards kind of know me by now. You know what I mean? Yeah, they keep an eye out. Yeah, they keep an eye out for me. I'm just being told to tell you, if you're coming to New Zealand like we would like you to, bring bail money, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, you might need some. It's going to be an adventure. But have you ever heard of a Zorb?
A Zorb?
Zorb. Z-O-R-B.
No, I haven't.
Okay, more alcohol involved. I like this, I really do. It's a big round plastic ball that we will put you in. Yeah, now we'll substitute that for something else that's clear that actually means something. Put you in a big clear plastic round ball and roll you down a hill.
That'd be fun.
It is. We will send you the videos, don't you worry. You'll get the instructional videos. More alcohol. Reason why I'm saying more alcohol is we'll put some runners in front of you. Now, it's absolutely priceless when you run over their faces. It really is. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome. I'd love to be a runner and the person in the ball. That'd be sweet.
Hey, look, we'll be there for hours. Don't worry. You'll get a shot. You'll get a shot. Don't worry. Believe me, I'd love to have a go at that myself, actually. I've done it a number of times, but never have I run over an artist yet. I'm going to try for that. Like it. Good suggestion. It really is. We'll continue on with this in a couple of minutes, but first of all, I think it's time that we moved on to Layla 14. Now, tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I was down in Nashville. I've only been there once, and I was down there in March of last year, so not this year, 2019. And well, I guess it's pretty obvious I wasn't there this year, but yeah, I got to play in a bar called Layla's, and when you walk into this bar, you can see all these license plates that are up in the rafters in there, and the one in the middle says Layla 14. and I took a picture of just what you could see from the door, and almost every line in that song came from that one picture that I took about that one bar down in Nashville.
That's really, really cool. I like that. No wonder I like the song. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, live with Travis Dolter and Layla 14. How you feeling, Travis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, yeah, no worries. No worries. I like your influences. Brett Kissel. We're talking to Brett soon, aren't we?
Hopefully, I've got to talk to Laurie about it.
Right, yeah. Buddy Holly, I don't think we'll be talking to him
No.
anytime soon, no. Everly Brothers, no, maybe. Mark Knopfler, I used to work with Mark Knopfler when he was with Dire Straits.
You worked with Mark Knopfler?
Yeah, I've done a few shows with him. In fact, I did 3-4 shows with Dire Straits.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man, I love Dire Straits. I do a lot of his songs. There are a couple of them.
Do you? Nice.
Yeah, I do Walk and then I worked really hard when I was younger to learn Songs of Swing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite Mark Knopfler song. Has got to be that one. It seems basic, I know, because he has a lot of really good songs. But Songs of Swing, just the guitar work in that, it's phenomenal.
Nice.
I can't play it like him with the claw.
Yeah, he's unique in his sound. He really is. And but easy to work with. Really easy to work with. I enjoyed working with Dire Straits. I really did. But I've worked with some really big bands over the years, not only here in New Zealand but around the world. And believe me, I like your work. I like your music. I really do. And I want to talk to you more about that after we do this, because I think there's something that we might be able to offer for you to consider. I'm not saying take it up or anything like that. I'm just saying consider this, because believe me, it could go a long way. It really could. And this guy I want to introduce to you is a good friend of mine. He's been doing his job for about 15, almost 20 years, something like that. He's well established, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't talk to him about artists that much. So that's how impressed I am. Okay? Anyway.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No,
I'm happy that you all enjoy my music, because like you wonder, like, people in different countries, if your music is transferable to them and if people are going to like it there, right? And that just, it means a lot that you guys enjoy my music.
Well, believe me, we really do. And not only just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for the staff that work here too. Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 11 away from 12 o'clock and, well, 11 degrees. Kind of hovering around there. Got up as far as 17, which really, yeah, well, that was Barbara's prediction. So you can understand how I feel about that, right? Yay. Mine's 18. It almost got there too. Really feel cheated out, to be honest with you. Wednesday, July 22nd, and absolutely elated to be joined by Travis Dolter, coming out of Hay Lakes in Alberta, Canada. Never been to Hay Lakes before, but we've been there now, literally. Another one off the bucket list, absolutely. And he's such a talented young man, literally, that I think there's going to be a future for Travis Dolter in the future of country music, especially coming out of Canada. Believe me, such great talent comes out of there anyway. Now, Travis, we were talking about getting you down here to New Zealand. We would love to be able to do that. Now, are you a drinking man yourself? Do you like a drink?
I do. Yeah, I don't get wasted, really. I just like to have drinks with buddies, play some drinking games. If I come down there, I'll play you in beer pong. Tell you what, I don't know if you guys play that down there, but I'll teach it to you. It's a really fun drinking game.
Okay. Well, I'll give you one right back. Are you familiar with Roxanne from the Police?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a skull every time Roxanne said.
What was that?
You have to skull every time they sing Roxanne.
I have a funny story about that song, actually. My girlfriend right now, her mom's name is Roxanne, and I'd heard the song a couple times. I never knew what it was about. So I thought it was just like a nice song about this girl named Roxanne. And so I said to her mom after a couple drinks, I said, you know, if the police knew you, they'd write Roxanne about you. And then she said, you know that's about a stripper, right? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. So I kind of embarrassed myself there, but they forgave me.
Hey, hold on. Let's not put the strippers down. They're an essential item.
But this is my girlfriend's mom.
So?
that's the reason.
Yeah, no, okay, I get it. But, you know, sometimes somebody's girlfriend's mum is a stripper.
That's true, yeah.
You know, let's not paint ourselves into a corner here. We're pro strippers. Yeah, we like them. We do. You wouldn't have me do it though, honest. You really wouldn't. Now, having said that, my friend, should I do the 5 questions from the 50 Shades? Oh, why? No, I'm going to do it anyway. I really am. And
you're going to need a drink now.
He's going to need a drink now. He really is. Hold on a minute. I got something. Hold on. Just got to find this very quickly. Where did it go? Somebody's put books all over it. Here we go.
Seriously, Grant?
Now, I can do this because it's a legal thing now. I can legally do this now. Before it, you know, was just surmising things, but I can legally do this. So let's go through this. Have you, Travis Dolter, ever tried vegan sausages?
Vegan sausages, no.
No, I can't say I have either. I just wanted to know if they're made of real vegans. Well, true, you know, are they? You know, it's like Girl Guide biscuits. Are they made of real Girl Guides? You know, Irish coffee, you got to wonder what's in that, eh?
Baby oil.
Oh my goodness, we could go on about that forever in a day. Do you follow politics around the world?
I try to keep up, but yeah, a lot of stuff you just don't really want to like focus on as much, especially when it comes to some of the states.
Yeah, you mentioned the states. Speaking of, well, are you familiar with the Prime Minister in the UK, Boris Johnson?
I've heard the name.
Okay.
Yes.
Our Prime Minister is Jacinda Ardern. We love it, by the way. And Germany's lead of state would be Chancellor Angela Merkel. Then in the United States, you've got Donald Trump. Which is the odd one out?
I'd say Donald Trump.
Everybody does. Why? Because he's the colour of almost impeachment?
Yeah, and also spray tan makes him look like an Oompa Loompa. But that's...
It does.
It's the whites around his eyes that don't quite match, eh? Yeah. I get it. And that thing that's on his head, really. Wonder if it has a room of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they feed it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I can tell you that much, but...
Well, welcome to the club, apparently, I've been told. Yeah. Well, we like to make fun of him as well, if he only knew. Thank God he doesn't. But you never know. We get picked up in America, and you never know who's listening, literally. Now, the reason I think that he's the odd one out is he's not actually a politician. The rest of them are career politicians. He's just brought his way in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, speaking of politicians, here in New Zealand, we have a forthcoming election coming up very shortly. Now, it may sound a bit boring talking about politicians and elections and everything like that, but you see, we pay these people to make the hard choices. And So when they can't make the hard choices, what happens? They have a referendum.
Yeah.
Yay. So the referendum, and I picked up the wrong one, is the legalisation and control of marijuana or cannabis here in New Zealand. Now, we're looking at it from a medical perspective. I know your country made it, pretty bro, to be honest. What's your feel about it? Should we make it legal here in New Zealand?
Honestly, I don't know much about it. I've never actually smoked it. It's legal here, and I've never tried it. It's just not something that I'm really into. And so I don't really have an opinion. I know like medicinal marijuana for like medical reasons can help a lot of injuries and things like that. So I think that's really good for people who have like chronic illnesses and chronic pains. I don't really have a perspective on recreational because I've never been part of that. But if it helps people, right? So
absolutely, excuse me, that's a very, very grown-up way of looking at it. And Barbara here, just to put it on the video for you, it is a real referendum from the government. You know what I mean? So we are considering this. I think, as a medical purpose, if it helps people, go for it. You know what I mean? It can't do any worse than not having any medicine for it at all. Now, the second one, now this is going to be interesting because I like a young person's opinion on this one, and it's the end of life choice referendum. Now, do you think we should allow people to be able to choose to end their lives if necessary?
that's a really tough question right there. I feel like you want to try and help people as much as you can and keep them in this world, right? And if they really don't want to that bad, like I don't know how you can really stop them, but it's just better to really try and help them as much as you can and hope that it never comes to that.
Well, let's look at it this way, Travis. If they are beyond help, literally, why keep them around in pain, suffering on a daily basis? You know what I mean? If they are of sound mind to be able to make that decision, don't you think that should be respected?
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that because, like, you want them to have their own choice, right? And if they're really like, I'm done, this is it, then like you want them to be happy, right? And like that's like the main thing. But it's just kind of tough to like think of it that way.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that, and believe me, being loved ones and everything like that, you don't want to make that decision for them, and I get that as well. But at the same time, if you weigh it up, I mean, when the dog's suffering, you put it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's far more humane to be able to have the choice than not be able to have that choice as we stand today. I think it's a great thing to be able to at least have the freedom of having that choice. Thank you for your grown-up answers. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really do. And we're going to have to, I think we're going to end up somewhere. What do you think, Barbara?
I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I feel that we're going to end up somewhere.
Well, where's the somewhere?
Where's somewhere? Yeah. I tell you what, we'll ask Travis. Travis, tell us about somewhere.
Well, in the middle of August last year, I broke up with my girlfriend, and I was playing a show in Cold Lake, Alberta. That's more northern, and came back, been having a couple drinks. My dad was driving. Don't worry, don't drink and drive. Came back to Camrose because I had school, not that next day because I was on a Saturday night, but on the Monday, and I felt like writing a song. I just felt like I had a lot of emotions that I had to get out, and I took a bottle of Jack Daniels and a cup with some ice and some mix and went to the soccer field there because my roommates were all asleep, and it's just really really thin walls in my house where I live. It's a really old house that I have in Camrose. Not this one. This is my family's farm. But I was out there and I just started playing this little lick that you'll hear at the beginning, and just kind of wrote about what I was feeling, what was going on around me. It was a really foggy and cool night because that was in September, I think, or like just the very last weekend of August or beginning of September. So I was seeing my breath, and there were like coyotes howling. Like every line that's in this song, I got from that night, from what was happening around me. So yeah, if you listen to that, then you'll have a deeper realization of what the song is really about. So.
Travis, I have a lot of respect for you. I really, really do. As a singer, songwriter, performer, the whole deal. But right now, we're going to find ourselves somewhere at Galaxy. Gosh, it's hot in here. It really is warm in here. It really is. Yeah, I tell you, we use the Kiwi air conditioning. Open bloody window.
It's not
Dear,
that
dear.
hot, right?
Oh, I'm sweating.
You're getting sick.
Oh, it might be actually. Yeah, I might be coming down with no vid virus. Dear. Alan Jackson's a great one to take your influence from as well. I love Alan Jackson. Kenny Chesney.
I love Alan Jackson. Kenny Chesney's got to be one of my favorites. Buddy Holly is one of my biggest influences, though.
Nice.
Do you know who Buddy Holly is?
No, never met him.
Yeah, you're too young to know who he is.
Yeah, way too young. Believe me. I couldn't even sing like him if I tried. I really couldn't. Some of those.
He hasn't got Keith Urban.
He hasn't got Keith Urban. No, he hasn't. Do you know who Keith Urban is?
Yeah, I do. Is he from New Zealand?
He's from New Zealand. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he's awesome. I've seen him live quite a few times, and it's crazy how, like, when he talks, he has such a thick accent. Well, maybe you don't hear it as an accent, but like, because I'm not from there, I hear it as an accent. But then, like, when you hear him sing, it's like it's just gone. But there's still that little something there that makes his voice so unique. It's really cool.
No, actually, you'd be surprised that most singers from around the world lose their accent when they sing.
Yeah, but
You know, they have a strong accent when they talk to you. I'm sure I have to people around the world as well.
oh no, don't
But-
you sing, please.
No, I'm not going to. Bro, I sing tenor, or 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me.
Fair enough.
I do. I get the final say before doing these interviews on whether I want to do the interviews or not. And I hear it in my car because I get given a device, no information, just on the music. I couldn't wait to do this interview. I really couldn't. This is good
Thank you.
stuff, Murray. I'm going to ask you next. Are you releasing new stuff? Are you going to be doing more recordings anytime soon? And would you come back again? Because we'd love to be able to continue supporting you as much as possible. Would you consider that?
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I love that you're doing this with all these Alberta and Canadian artists all together. That it's fantastic to have a way to reach New Zealand, right?
Absolutely, but more importantly, bro, there's such good talent coming out of not only your region, but your country. It would be remiss of us if we didn't visit every talent that we can find, and believe me, we are so happy. By the way, now that you've done an interview, you're part of the Galaxy family, and I've got to welcome you on board, my bro.
Well, thank you.
Okay, let's go back to the desk.
Sounds good.
What you doing somewhere?
Galaxy, Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 5 afternoon, 12 o'clock lunchtime. Yeah, 11 degrees downtown, heading for that high. Well, the weatherman said 16 degrees. Barbara said 17. It got that high. I said 18, didn't even go there. Really upset about that, but, well, you know, got to take one on the chin every now and again, don't I? Yeah, don't like it though. Wednesday, July 22nd. And joined live today, coming out of Hay Lakes, Alberta, Canada, is Travis Dolter. Now, you're just down the road from Edmonton, really, aren't you?
Yeah, just south along Highway 21.
Yeah. I was talking to Tracy Miller a couple of days ago, actually, and she says, depending on where you're from, most people say I'm from Edmonton, or other people say I'm from here and from there. Now, you don't want to be a part of the Edmonton team. You want to be a part of this team, you know what I mean? Friendly banter, I'd put it down to.
What was that?
Friendly banter, I put it down to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's much like the Canadians and the Americans in ice hockey. Yeah, that.
Oh, we're always just going to be better at ice hockey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Wayne Gretzky was the world's best for how long?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now what's he doing? Growing grapes. He's growing grapes. He's making wine. But we here in New Zealand are the same with our good cousins across the water called the Australians. We like to have a bit of banter as well, if you know what I mean. And if you're coming to New Zealand, you'll understand. You really will how we love to have a bit of banter with each other. Now, at the same time, I'm thinking maybe about 5 shows here in New Zealand, maybe about 8 in Australia. And I'll tell you why. It makes it worthwhile, literally, to be able to come down, make an earn while you're doing it. Besides, we like their money. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to take anything out of Australia, make it money. That's the only reasonable thing you can take out of Australia, really. Anything else, you could just be, well, you know, I don't want to take that out of you, do I? You know, it's not my fault you got the Wallabies for your rugby team. We got the All Blacks. Be afraid. Be very afraid. We've got some good ones. No silverware in their cupboard for about 30 odd years. So, you know, I wouldn't get behind the Wallabies if you paid me to be honest. Besides, look at the colour of their outfits. They don't know how to make up their mind. Is it gold? Is it yellow? Is it green? Or is it brown once it's gone through the mud? Think about that one. Anyway, Travis, got to wrap it up right now, but don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do a couple of other things before we let you go. But I got to say thank you so much for you to join us here. Now, I've got just got to ask you, are you looking at recording anything new in the near future?
Yeah, we're planning to. I'm writing songs, getting stuff ready. There's actually a song that I wrote about the pandemic called Bottle Depot, because I figured people who are quarantined, like, they're going to have a lot of bottles piling up, right? And I wrote, like, the first place I'll be when this is done, I'll go to the bottle depot, get my money back, right? And I thought it was a pretty relatable song, and the boys in the band and I, we were all in separate locations because, like, we were all quarantined, like, not quarantined, but, like, trying to social distance. And we all recorded it separately and put it all together. We're going to release, like, it's just kind of just a fun song, not professionally mastered or, like, all that. Didn't do it in a professional studio, just all of us did it at home. But it's still really cool, and that's going to be coming out, I think, in a month or so, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but we're definitely recording more songs. And like these ones, I'm recording with producers around Alberta and Saskatchewan, and yeah, I'm just trying to write songs. 3 of the songs you played today aren't released yet. Somewhere is actually going to be the next one that I release sometime in September is what I'm thinking, and yeah, I'm really excited for that one to come out.
Well, I tell you what, my friend, and we've been playing them for a little while now, and believe me, we're getting quite a response for you and your music. We really, really are. We're getting, when we do it now, we haven't really mentioned a lot about your music, haven't told people who, what, when, where, or even the name of the song. We just played it. And people are getting back to us saying, who is this? What's the name of the song? You know what I mean? So it's creating some great interest here. And that's another factor of why we're doing the interview. We like to be able to play what we think is going to be breaking market music here at Galaxy. We really, really do. Of course, being in your future, we also like to say we play tomorrow's music today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've heard, I've seen that on your slogan or something. I've seen you say that, so that's awesome.
We absolutely do, and we believe that you have the ability of having tomorrow's music. And I think we're going to go somewhere with this. We really, really are. So hang in there. But in the meantime, I'm going to wrap it right up right now. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Have a good day.
Kawerau 107. Galaxy FM.